Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to be combining biology and visual art to deepen our understanding of cell structures and their functions. You'll be working with me to create an artistic yet accurate diagram of a plant or animal cell. Our goal today, we have three goals. First, we'll identify the major organelles in plant and animal cells. Secondly, we'll collaborate to create a visually engaging cell diagram that reflects scientific accuracy. And lastly, we'll discuss how our artistic choices like color and patterns help highlight the function of these organelles. So, our instructions on how to proceed. First, we'll outline the basic shape of the cell. Remember that plant cells are rectangular, while animal cells are a bit more rounded. Secondly, we'll identify and label key organelles like the nucleus, mitochondria, and others. I will help you with this part. Third, we will assign colors to organelles using a color coding guide that matches their function. I will hand out the color coding guide so that everyone's can be consistent. For example, the nucleus will be blue to signify its control role in a cell. And finally, we're going to be adding creative touches like shading or patterns to make our diagrams visually engaging while emphasizing the unique role of each organelle. Let's get started with step one. I'm going to pass out your papers and you all can get started on outlining the basic shapes of the cell. Remember that plant cells have features like a cell wall, which makes their shape more rigid, and chloroplasts for photosynthesis. Animal cells, on the other hand, don't have these, but they do include lysosomes, which help break down waste. Feel free to refer to the templates for any guidance that you may need. Here's what your finished diagram might look like. This is just an example. Notice how the organelles are labeled and they will be color coded whenever I would be finish coloring this in. And also notice how the artistic elements like patterns and shading make the diagram more engaging. And you don't have to worry about being a perfect artist or having the best drawing. Just focus on clearly communicating the structures and the function of the cells. So, like I said, this is just an example. Let's move on to labeling and actually coloring in your organelles. So, what colors are we all assigning to the mitochondria? If you said red, you're correct because it is the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, which produces energy. And for plant cells, what's unique about the chloroplast that plant cells have? If you say that they conduct photosynthesis, then you'd also be correct. So, as we know that plants are green, let's make the color in the chloroplast as green. If you finish early, remember to consider adding some artistic touches like arrows to show how energy moves or textures to highlight organelle boundaries. After you all are finished, we're going to have some discussion questions. Let's wrap up with a few quick reflections. What did you notice about the similarities and differences between plant cells and animal cells? What makes a good scientific diagram? How can colors and shapes emphasize the function of an organelle? And how did the color coding and artistic elements help you understand the function of each organelle better? What artistic elements can you add to make your diagram more engaging, you personally? And how do plant and animal cells differ in structure and function? Okay, great work, everyone. Be sure to keep these diagrams for reference. They're a fantastic mix of how science and art can help us understand something. And as we will be revisiting these cell structures in a later use. I'll collect them for feedback for both scientific accuracy and artistic presentation. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be making sure you're the best artist. I just want to make sure that you actually followed what the outcomes were. Thank you all for participating.